Hello all, welcome to genetics class. I am Nagaraj Vai, working as zoology lecturer. In this class, I am going to deliver a lecture on sex linkage. Let's get started. The contents I cover in this class are namely concept of the sex linkage, types of the sex linkage, X-linked inheritance, and construction of the pedigree chart with reference to the eye color in Drosophila. Before going to understand the concept of sex linkage, one must have the clear knowledge about homologous pairs of chromosomes. Let I ask one question. In humans, how many pairs of chromosomes are there? That's right, 23 pairs. That means how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes. Among our 46 chromosomes, 44 chromosomes are said to be autosomes and 2 of them are said to be allosomes. All the 44 autosomes are arranged into 22 pairs. These 22 pairs of chromosomes can be called as homologous pairs. This is because they contain same basic information, that is the same genes, that is in the same order, but they may carry different versions of those genes. For example, let us take these are the two chromosomes. These two chromosomes are autosomes only. For example, this is the first autosomal pair, autosomal homologous pair. Here, all these chromosomes having the same genetic information, that means they have the same genes, and all these genes are arranged, organized in the same order also, but they may have different version. For example, here this chromosome may have the dominant allele for the gene, but here it may have recessive allele for this gene. Okay, in this way they may have different versions of the genes. If I ask one more question to you, are all of your chromosomes are organized in homologous pairs? The answer depends on whether you are male or female. Let us understand the question clearly through the picture. Yes, I have placed the human male karyotype. Here you can clearly visualize 46 chromosomes. Out of all 46 chromosomes, 44 are arranged into 22 pairs, often called, these autosomes are often called homologous pairs of chromosomes, and one is allosomes. These allosomes are not homologous, they are hemizygous in nature. Okay. Yes. If we step into the actual concept of our class, that is sex linkage, we all know that phenotype is nothing but it is the expressed form of the allele. The phenotypes are just expressed forms of the alleles. If these alleles are present or dependent on the sex chromosomes or sex of an individual, then these alleles, they must tie to the sex chromosomes. In other words, if the phenotypic expression of a allele, if that is dependent on the autosomes, then these alleles, they must tie to the allosome chromosome. Okay. The sex-linked genes are the genes, they are present on sex chromosomes. Okay, most of the sex-linked genes are present on X chromosome. Okay, most of the sex-linked genes are present in X chromosome, but only few are present on the Y chromosome. Okay. Now, types of the sex linkage. As we all know that X-linked sex linkage, okay, and Y-linked linkage, Y-linked sex linkage, and XY linked sex linkage. The X-linked sex linkage, just it says the sex-linked genes, if they are tied to the X chromosome, then they are said to be X-linked genes. If we study such an inheritance, such a pattern of inheritance, then it is said to be X-linked inheritance. In the same way, Y-linked also. Okay, Y-linked and even XY-linked also. Our major focus is X-linked inheritance is because most of the sex-linked genes are present on X chromosome. Okay. Now, let us understand very clearly about the X-linked inheritance. In human females having two X chromosomes, but in human males having only one X chromosome. X-linked genes appear expressed twice in females because of the two X chromosomes and once in males because of the only one X chromosome. So males are more prone to get diseases which are X-linked. Okay, one thing than the females. This is the fact we can understand through this. And the second thing, very very important, that is the differential region of each chromosome contain genes that have no counterparts on the other kind of the sex chromosome. Okay, that means if these genes, whether they are dominant or recessive, they show their effects in the male phenotype. These genes are said to be differential regions. Okay, these genes are present in the differential regions, hence they are called as hemizygous. For example, if any X-linked gene, whether it is a dominant gene or recessive gene, it always express in males, no matter whether it is dominant or recessive. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide to get clear idea about X-linked inheritance. Here I have shown two cases in the X-linked inheritance. One is X-linked dominant condition and other one is X-linked recessive condition. In the case one, X-linked dominant inheritance, what happens is, as we all know that in human males having only one X chromosome, but in human females having two X chromosomes. I have shown white color for the affectedness and shady color or light blue color for the unaffectedness or healthiness. Here a healthy father crossed with the affected mother. There are 4 progenies will be produced. Out of 4 progenies, 2 progenies are affected and the remaining 2 progenies are unaffected. Here males having XY chromosome and the male having only one healthy chromosome, and he contribute the healthy chromosome to one healthy boy and one healthy girl. But the affected mother, she can donate one of the unhealthy or affected chromosome, affected gene to one girl baby and one more affected gene for another boy baby, so that in the X-linked dominant inheritance, only one defected gene is enough to cause the disease, both in case of the males as well as in case of the females. Okay, this is the thing we must understand here. And in case 2, I have shown you the X-linked recessive inheritance. What happens is, Here, the normal father, unaffected father, crossed with the carrier mother. What is the carrier mother? Carrier with our mother is nothing but in human females, because of the two X chromosomes, if the defected gene present on one X chromosome, the role of the defected gene replaced by, recovered by, attained by one functional gene. Okay, due to this activity, due to this phenomena, this parent can be taken as carrier mother. Okay. Here the father, as like in the case 1, here the father having two chromosomes, one healthy X chromosome and one healthy Y chromosome. One healthy X chromosome can be donated to the healthy boy baby and healthy girl baby. In the same way, here the mother having one affected gene and one healthy gene. One affected gene will be donated to one girl baby, and one affected gene will be donated to one boy baby. In the same way, 50% of the individuals get affected here also. Among the 50% of the progenies, again, boy babies are more prone to get this disease, because in the girl babies, to express this trait, to express this character, it need to be homozygous in nature. That means to cause disease in these progenies, it requires two defected genes on both the chromosomes. Okay, this is the second thing. This is the second case. Through these two pictures, we can easily understand the X-linked inheritance. Okay, in the dominant inheritance, there is no skipping of expression of trait. Okay, but in case of the recessive inheritance, there will be skipping of expression of traits take place. But in the X-linked recessive condition, one more thing happens, that is the boy babies are more prone to get the disease, but girl babies are get the disease in very rare conditions. But in X-linked dominance, it's not like that. Let's move on to the next slide. Yes, this is about the X-linked linkage. Now let us now I move on to the example for the X-linked inheritance. Okay, I have taken here Drosophila eye color. Okay, in Drosophila, eye color governing genes are localized in X chromosome, hence are referred as X-linked genes or X-linked inheritance. Here, on both X chromosomes or on the X chromosome, it may exist in either recessive state or dominant state. In the recessive state, those genes expressed as white eye, they produce white eye, and in the dominant situation, condition, they produce red eye in the Drosophila. To get clear picture about this, I move on to the next slide. Yes. If we understand clearly these two cases, it is very easier to understand. Okay. Let us take the first case. In the first case, as I already said that the dominant gene which govern the red color, which is also cited on the X chromosome, in the same way, the white eye color is governed by a recessive gene, and which is also cited on the X chromosome, but it is recessive in nature. In the first class, what happens is the red-eyed female got crossed with the white-eyed male. In F1 generation, all the progenies, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of the sex, all the progenies got affected because here the female having two X chromosomes, that means two dominant genes on both the chromosome, and she can donate one gene for one progeny. In this way, all the F1s get red-eyed flies. Okay, all the F1s are red-eyed flies. In F2 generation, what happens is, in F2 generation, cell crossing take place, cell crossing. Here, only one of the both the parents having one defected gene each. Okay, to the progenies, to the F2 progenies, they can donate one gene, in the sense one chromosome. Now look at here. By the F2 generation, 3 flies get red eye, and only one fly get white eye. This is due to the presence of a dominant gene. This is due to the presence of dominant gene. It look like the Mendelian first law, that is law of segregation. Okay, which is similar to that. It gives the results which are similar to that. Okay. If we move on to the second case, in the second cross, what happens is, here we have taken the white-eyed female with no defective genes and red-eyed male with one defective gene. If we conduct cross between them, cross among them, then in the F1 generation, what happens is, all the females get affected, but all the males are unaffected, because the parent male is donating the X chromosome that will be absolutely delivered to the female baby only. In the same way, here all the F1 males are healthy. Here all the F1 females are red-eyed individuals. Now in F2 generation, what happens is, the ratio get changed. The ratio get changed here. Only 50% of the individuals, they get the red eye, and remaining 50% of the individuals, they are white-eyed in nature. This is due to the only one defected gene. Due to only one defected gene, it causes only 50% of the individuals to get the red eye. Okay. By using this, we can also construct the pedigree for this. Let us look at the pedigree chart, how to construct all these things. In your earlier classes itself, you aware about the symbols and the shadiness and even emptiness, all this refers. Okay. I have constructed a pedigree chart for the case 1, for the second cross. Now, in the second cross, what happened is, the male fly having one defected gene or one dominant gene, and it is crossed with the normal female having no dominant gene at all. That means they're having white eye gene. In the F1 generation, all the F1 females are red-eyed. Okay, red-eyed. And in the F2 generation, both males and females having equal proportion to prone to get the red eye. So in this way, I have taken the pedigree here, the affected male and healthy male, or the red-eyed male and normal or white-eyed female. In F1 generation, what happened is, the female babies get red-eyed. If we conduct a cross between self-cross between them, then that resulting in the formation of that results in the production of red-eyed flies. in the equal proportion. So this is how we can construct the pedigree chart for each. So this is the first pedigree chart for the second cross, and I have one more pedigree chart for you. So this is the actually sorry, this is not second cross, this is for first cross. Okay, in the first cross, the females having two X chromosomes with two dominant gene, and she can donate these two chromosomes to the individuals, to the both progenies. Okay, all the progenies here, mostly all the progenies, they get the red eye here, red eye. Okay, and all these red-eyed individuals, if we conduct cross between them, then the probability of getting F2 red-eyed flies are probabilities are more. Okay, so there is some problem here. We can take here this female as red-eyed female. Okay, and the results will be same. You can change this picture. Okay, here you just make it shade, and remaining everything will be okay. And add one more couple here, among them. Try to shade one female baby, and leave empty, or leave as healthy for one male progeny. So this is what the construction of pedigree. I hope all you understood well. Thank you for your patience. Thank you and bye.